No, I don't want to learn more. Okay, I'm officially live or something? I don't know. I'm trying this out. I have my phone in front of me so I can see things. But here it is. I'm live. Hey, hi, if you see this, if you're scrolling through lives or something just pops up on your screen, this is me live. I color. And I thought I'd color a Halloween picture on live and just chat about, I don't know, stuff. Maybe we could chat about Halloween. Or we could chat about anything, really. If you feel up to chatting, I think the lighting is pretty good. Let me try to see. Oh, that's a little better. Okay, we'll do that. Let's see. So I picked this picture. This is from Color Me Halloween. I got this at BJ's. So it's just one of those, you know, cheapy Halloween coloring books. Not the paper's not the best, fanciest. That's okay. And I'm using Castle Art pencils because I found my very large set of them that I had that I didn't know I had. So, yeah. So this is me live on YouTube. Woohoo! I can do it. Now I just gotta like do the thing. Hi! Can you hear me? Am I good? Does everything look good, feel good? All that happy hoarseness. I have my headset on that has the microphone, so it's probably better. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I don't know. I kind of like this live business. It's pretty good. I was just saying that I found this set of pencils, this Castle Art Soft series. Somebody had gifted me that, and it's a whole big set. I'm thinking it's a 120 set or 180 set. And I just found it, and I was like, oh, wow. I forgot I had these. And I bought some Castle Arts before. So I was like, ooh, let's try Castle Art pencils. And I opened them up and I said, oh, these look familiar. Why do these look familiar? It's because I have a whole set. So the only thing is that the names are a little different. And for one of the books I have, I set aside, or I wrote down specific color names for that book. I have the cute little bat, so that I would color the bat the same color throughout the whole book. And it doesn't actually work on. Oh my goodness! Hold on, we have a problem. Never mind. That could have been disastrous. So the cat is in here with me, and he's on the windowsill. And I look over because I see movement out of my eye. And crawling up on the windowsill with a giant nut in his mouth was a squirrel. And the cat started doing the wiggle butt thing, and all I could imagine was him going through the screen to chase the squirrel. So I think he's calmed down. The squirrel has since effed off. The squirrel is no longer a threat. That was, I don't think I would have been able to move fast enough. That was actually kind of hilarious because I just look over and I see this tiny little squirrel with this big nut, and he's just sneaking along the windowsill and looking right at the cat like there's a challenge in his eyes. And now Storm is keeping vigil. He looks like he is keeping watch of the neighborhood now in case that pesky squirrel comes back. I will tell you what about these pencils. These are really nice. They're very soft. Oh, they are the soft series, but they are very soft. They're very, very nice pencils. You see, Storm is I feel like sometimes he's all bluster. I don't know if he would actually go like pouncing out of the screen, you know, out the window towards the squirrel or not. I don't know. He's not as brave as I did not. This is a darker color than I had before. Well, guess what? Now we're just going to do some shading, lining, whatever we want to call it. So, and Storm has left the room. Okay. He just excused himself. He's probably going to go tell his daddy all about the evil, mean squirrel that bullied him at the window. I'm just keeping to see if the squirrel comes back now that the cat's gone. But that's so funny. That would have been just the funniest thing to actually happen on live, right? But that would be my luck. I'd have to go running up. Oh, you're back. Give him a second. He's about to make noise. Cardboard. We have flats of cardboard all over the apartment because if he scratches on the cardboard, then he doesn't scratch on the furniture or us as much. So we have we keep the furniture, or we keep the cardboard down on the ground, and he just will go and scratch the cardboard instead, which is good. Keeps him out of trouble for now. Well, I'm glad this is working out. This is kind of nice. It's not so bad to figure out how to do it. It kind of reminds me it's not much different than the other place as far as the live goes, it seems like. And I actually have the tripod in front of me. It's like I'm looking at the screen so I can actually see the I can see the chat, so I shouldn't have any problem following chat. I don't have to like log into another device to be able to see my chat, which is good. I can't really manage anything or moderate anything, I don't think, but I really don't feel like I'm going to fall into that. I have my phone currently vertical. Currently. I am going to probably fill in the eyes of the ghostie with something glowing just to make it fun. You think I should go horizontal? Hold on. Let me see. Earthquake time. How's that? Is it better? Or worse? Or I think I kind of like it vertical better, personally. But let me see. Just because of the picture, I think. So glad it's just like, I don't think the camera changed. Oh, that's weird. So I flipped it horizontal, and it cut off all of this, and it was kind of, with the tripod in front of me, it's easier to keep my camera vertical. For sake of not bumping it 10 million times or shaking it, and then I can see this. Then I can see what happens on the screen. So it's always weird to have ghosts on these Halloween pictures because it's just like they're ghosts. They're supposed to be white. I guess I can't color these guys, but so I try to, like, I don't know, outline them in gray and make them look darker, shadowed or something, and then just like make their eyes glowy or something with yellow. Because otherwise, it's like, eh. I saw before I came on that there was some sort of restriction about like until I get 1,000 subscribers, I can only have 25 something. I don't know what that is.
Okay, for half a sec.
What's up?
You might want to go a little bit longer because I forgot to put the potatoes on.
I'll go a little bit longer.
So 7:30 or something, it should be ready.
Okay, 7:30 then. And then I get to smell potatoes baking. Heck yeah. We're having baked potatoes for dinner. Big baked potatoes. But yeah, I don't know what it was. I can't remember what it said, but it was some sort of restriction thing. Maybe I could only have like 25 viewers, which I mean, I'm not really worried about that right now. I don't foresee there being a rush of viewers to watch coloring content on YouTube, but you know, you never know. Okay. I have to remember this. I can never remember. It's white, yellow, orange, or is it white, orange, yellow for candy corn? I need candy corn. I just remembered that. I haven't gotten any yet this season. It's already October and I don't have any candy corn. Oh, let's see. And of course, I'll be like, oh, I could look it up on my phone. I can't look it up on my phone. I'm using my phone to film. White, orange, yellow. Thank you. My best friend in the whole world saved me. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta go to like Walgreens or something and get a small bag of autumn mix. Because I like the pumpkins and I like the candy corn with the chocolate in the middle. Or on the end or something with the chocolate in it. I'm sorry, I'm Team Candy Corn. This is going to end our friendship, isn't it? Yep, I am in fact Team Candy Corn. I love candy corn. Finally, something I know, right? Finally, the one thing that we don't have alike is the candy corn. There had to be something that made us different. In this case, it's the candy corn. This is actually one of the pages I have on my had on my video for To Be Colored for October. I'm still working on the Alice in Wonderland page. It's taken me a while, but I've just got the tea. Wait, did I finish? I finished the Mad Hatter. I just have to do the March Hare, the rabbit, and the teacups on the table, and then I'm done. But I like how it came out. I was using these pencils, these Castle Art pencils for it, and it works good on that paper, so. But I will say that the Castle Art pencils work really good in this book. Like, really, really good. Where are all the candy corn? It's a game. How many candy corns are on this page? Okay. Well, the only thing is, unless somebody says something, I can't see who comes into my live. So, if you come into my live, say hi, because I can't see otherwise. There is no such thing as too many candy corns. Well, actually, there is. I'm diabetic, so, there is such thing as too many candy corns. But in my situation, I don't think there is too much candy corn, too many. I'm running out of figuring out where they are on this page, though. Okay, I'm glad you stopped by. Thanks for coming in and double checking to make sure everything is on the up. I'll probably do this again over the weekend, so. And then there was one. Hello, single person people. Anybody that's stopping into the live, feel free to say hi. Feel free to ask questions. I am coloring, obviously, because this is what my channel is all about, is coloring. I thought I would try out live. I used to do lives on TikTok all the time, so I'm trying out doing lives on YouTube just to see what it's like and see how it goes. And I like it so far. Seems pretty same as TikTok, really. Couple different things. But yep, I am coloring in a book called Color Me Halloween that I got at the BJ's store. BJ's warehouse store or whatever. And I'm using Castle Art pencils. These soft series, which are really, really nice, especially on this paper. And I'm just coloring Halloween stuff because it is October and it is Halloween, and I'm very excited. It is the most wonderful time of the year, for me, at least. And I like coloring pages like this that are just simple pages. Right now I'm working on a different page that's a little less simple outside of this one. So this was kind of, I was like, well, I could either do that page on here on live, or I could just pick a simple page. And I was like, let me pick this page because this is part of my, I'm going to do this, part of my plans, my October coloring plans was this page because I haven't marked. So I can mark this off my list as one of my planned pages done. I don't know how, I can kind of see how things are sort of translating, and it doesn't seem to be too bad. So as far as I see, occasionally my camera will decide to focus or try to focus, and I apologize for that. Just a little bit of everything here. I usually have music on when I do lives, but I know YouTube is kind of weird about the music thing, and I've got to figure that out to where I can put together a playlist of safe for YouTube music that I can put on and listen to, have playing in the background on my computer while we're coloring together. So, hi, Monty. How you doing? It's nice to see you. I'm just hanging out and coloring. I don't think I've actually been to your page before, but just from the name of it, I think I'm going to have to go to your page. I'm going to write it down. Hold on. Do I have a pencil up here? Well, other than a colored pencil. I don't. Okay, so I'm going to write it in red. So I have to write this down so I remember, because that is awesome. I'm going to have to go check out your YouTube page. I am just getting back into coloring, putting coloring stuff on YouTube. I had a channel a long time ago, and then I stepped away for a while, and then I jumped right back into coloring again. It came back to being one of my big time hobbies. So yes, these are the, hold on, I don't know how this is gonna focus. These are the Castle Art Soft series. This was actually a gift from somebody back when I first was in the online coloring community. She was destashing some of her supplies, and I was gifted with a very large set of Castle art with very few of them used. Like some of them are pretty small. Like this one was this size when it came. But they and I had them tucked in a case, and I had my coloring stuff packed away for a long time. A good amount of it was packed away, and so I had bought another set of Castle art because I was like, oh, I don't think I've ever tried Castle art pencils, and I unpacked them and I thought, these look familiar, because that's a very distinct pencil like setup, you know. It was very nice of them to do that. I ended up with a lot of really nice coloring pencils that I had never tried before. So I ended up falling in love with Artezas. I fell in love with the Castle arts because of this person. I got some fun gel sticks, I think they're called, or something, like the crayons. Ooh, I did not mean to make that light brighter. Holy cow, sorry. I hit my light there. But yeah, I ended up with a lot of nice things, and I pulled these off my coloring cart today, and I went, oh my gosh, I have so many more Castle art pencils than I realized. My color palette just grew. So I decided to use these instead for this today. So one of my favorite things to color, especially around Halloween time. I love coloring jack-o'-lanterns. It's like my favorite thing to color. So I picked this page because it's candy, and I love candy, and I love jack-o'-lanterns. So I'm swatching these off on a paper off screen because they are a little, the barrel and the actual color tends to be a little off, a touch off, and so it's like if you're not careful, you're like, whoa, that is not the color I expected it to be, and then you technically ruined a page, but there's really, you can't really ruin a page. So I swatch these off camera just so I can get an idea of what I'm working with. This is a very darker color. I might do one in like a green too, because green pumpkins exist. Yellow pumpkins exist. So what kind of stuff do you like to color? Tell me about your coloring situation, since haven't officially met until this moment. But like I said, once I get off live, I'll definitely go check out your channel, because I'm always looking for folks to follow and watch videos. I like all kinds of videos on YouTube. I like to watch hauls. I like to watch completed pages and plans, and I like when people do hashtag stuff. I am considering a hashtag myself at the beginning of the year. Thinking about doing a dinosaur related hashtag in January to have people get involved in if it doesn't already exist. I don't want to like step on toes and be like, oh, somebody already has this hashtag. So I got to do a little research, find out. Oh, that's fantastic. Shuttle art, I heard, is really good. I have actually never tried shuttle art, but I've heard they're really good. That's a great deal. Like a lot of people need to not sleep on the inexpensive pencils, because these, I know the Castle arts aren't terribly expensive either. I know the Artezas aren't terribly expensive. And don't get me wrong, I have fancy pencils. I have Polychromos, I have Prismacolor, I have the Brute squares. They serve their purpose. They're very great pencils, and I like them a lot, and I use them a lot. But I also like pencils like this. These are fantastic. I love these pencils a lot. I may use these for a good amount of the month because, to be honest, a lot of them have not gotten a lot of love. I might do another Shrink the Pencil challenge with these. I did not finish my Shrink the Pencil challenge with the Artezas. Like I said, I was going to do it for a week and I didn't. But it's okay. Part of it was I started doing stuff in October. Oh, I love R.J. Hampson's books. I have one. Isn't that terrible? I say I love his art and I have one book. But to be quite honest with you, I don't. I have a lot of coloring books. So I'm very much to that point where I should not purchase more, even though I just did purchase 3 more at Ollie's. In my defense, they were $4 a piece, and one of them was a Kirby book. So, and Kirby and Johanna are my 2 always buys, and they have books coming out this year, which I will be getting. But I'm also working on finishing books. So I have 2 books, 3, 4 books I'm working on finishing. So Johanna Basford's World of Flowers, I have 14 pages left, and then that will be done. I want to get that done before November when her new book comes out. I have Kirby's Phantomorphia that I want to finish because he has a book coming out in October. And I want to try to finish the 50 Halloween miniatures by Camellia Angelikova because, well, it's the season. So I thought it would be kind of fun to actually finish that book this year. So, and I've had that book for a while. I've had all of those books for a while. And I think I haven't, until recently, haven't touched the 50 Halloween miniatures since 2021. So it was time to pull that out and start working on finishing it. That one I actually do markers in. I'm generally not a marker guy, so I don't really like markers all that much. I have some, and I use them occasionally, but I'm not a big marker fan. I am a big pencil fan. I'm starting to get into watercolor pencils. I've just bought some Goldfaber Aqua pencils, just like a 36 set that I've been playing around with using and having a good time with. So I want to get better with that. I want to get better with using my Neocolor 2s as well, because I have a small, very small set of those. Like 15 set of those. But I figure those are good for like backgrounds. I figure that's going to be the big thing is I'll use them for backgrounds. Use them for like fancy effects over, actually coloring. So yeah, I need to get more. I think I have on my wish list, I have R.J. Hampson's other books. I have Tiny Fantasy Homes. That's the one I have. Which I should pull that out and do more in that book too. I did August when I bounced back into coloring again, I colored a page or 2 out of that book. I like that book a lot. Watercolor pencils are very fun to use. There is a learning curve, obviously, with any medium like that. There's definitely a learning curve with watercolor pencils as far as laying down enough color, using too much water, using enough water, the whole thing. There's a whole slew of stuff that goes with it. But once you get it, and once you get the hang of it and you figure it out, you can do really great stuff with watercolor pencils. And the look is just beautiful. There is, and they don't, obviously, not every page, every book is going to take good to water. You're going to get some. It's easy with R.J. Hampson's books because they're single-sided. I've used Inktense to do water with a little boat, little boats on the water, and I use Inktense to do the water, and it seemed to work out okay. It made the paper crinkly, but it's one-sided, so yeah, I think the watercolor pencils would be really good for backgrounds. I know I did a page in World of Flowers with watercolor pencils. 2 pages, actually. One of them I started with Inktense, and then I finished it with my Goldfaber Aqua. And Johanna Basford's books lend very well to watercolor pencils because you don't use a lot of water. So you're not wrinkling that paper because it's a heavier paper. And there's no bleed through. There's not even shadowing, so there's a temptation for me to do another page in her book with watercolors. I might do that, actually. There's a couple of pages I can think of. It would look really nice to do the watercolor pencils. She has, her next book coming out is called Wonderful Wildflowers, and I love coloring flowers and birds. Those are my 2 favorite things to color. And so my goal is to get 2 copies of Wonderful Wildflowers. One that I can just do in pencil, and one that I'm just going to do straight in watercolor pencil. And probably use my Neo colors too on it, to do backgrounds and haloing and fancy designs and stuff on it. But I'm really looking forward to that book coming out. She is one of my favorites. My favorites are Kirby, Johanna. It comes out November 4th. It's set at pre-order on Amazon right now. You can get it pre-order, but it comes out November 4th. And then Kirby has a 10th anniversary book that comes out in October. I forget the date. But I love those 2. I like Hannah Carlson a lot. I like R.J. Hampson. I love Morgan O'Brien. Who else? Camelia Angelikova, of course. Lulu Mayo, big fan. Even if I have a hard time finding pencils that work on the paper of her books. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm trying to finish World of Flowers by November 4th. I'm trying, because if I can do that, then I can get my copies. But I cannot buy the copies until I have finished World of Flowers. That's the deal I have made with myself, and I will not bend on that. But I only have 14 pages left, and some of them are a little bit on the more complicated side, but that's okay. These jack-o'-lanterns have this sticker effect on them, and I'm just gonna leave it like that. I think it looks cool. I'm not gonna color in the outside because it looks like a sticker. So I do want to try that sticker effect sometime on a coloring page. I have some pages or books I think it would work in pretty well, actually. She did a flip on her page, on her YouTube page, and I think on Instagram too, you could see it. Johanna did a flip through of it, and it took every ounce of my willpower not to watch it because I didn't want to get spoiled. I was like, I don't want to know. I don't want to see what's in it. But then she sent I'm on her email list, and there was actually a picture from the book in the email, and I was like, well, I guess I know about one of them. But that's okay. One is fine. As long as I don't know about the rest of the book, I can't wait. The one was in the email is it's a bunny with flowers as part of its body and stuff. It's really cute. It's very, very cute. I am ridiculously happy about this book. And she has, next year, she has something coming out called 30. It's like nature cards, but they're affirmation cards to color. So it's I think there's 30 of them or 16 of them. There's a certain number. The actual number eludes me, but she has a set of these affirmation cards that you can color coming out. I think I will probably get those. They come out in the spring of next year. You can pre-order them, but they come out in the spring. And next year, I am looking forward to Hannah Carlson's Halloween book. I know that it's available now, but not available. It's available through international means, and I don't have the money to pay extra, so I'll just wait until it comes out next year in the States. I can wait. I'm patient. And Hannah Carlson's stuff is worth the wait anyway, so I figure it'll be okay. I notice I'm getting all the orange stuff out of the way right now. That's kind of funny. And this is just me testing the idea of doing lives. Like, this is my first time doing it on YouTube, so I'm still just sticking my toes in the water. Obviously, this is not always how it's going to go or anything. So, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9. Oh. Nice. I may, I work from home, and I might try to pop in and just listen while I'm working. I could do that. I color while I work too. That's why I did a finished pages, and I did 58 pages last month. And someone's like, 58 pages? I was like, yeah, but I color while I work. I am in the Eastern time zone, so we are time zone friends, so we're good. Let me see if I can get up here. Okay. This'll work. Yeah, I kind of missed like doing lives because I used to do lives on TikTok often, and it was really fun. And usually I'd play music and just color, but I don't mind talking either. I figure if I run out of things to talk about, I can just sit quietly and color. You know, it's like a parallel play thing. You just sit and color with me kind of thing. Body doubling, as us neurodeviant people call it. And it's always kind of fun. If I subscribe to your, because I don't know how this works, if I subscribe to your YouTube and you go live, does it like give me a notification that pops up and says, hey, these guys are live? Because that would be super easy for me on my phone to just have it, you know, saying that you're live, because then I can just go, oh, I can log in and listen. This is not good purple. What's this purple look like? Yeah, I'm over here off screen swatching. Well, I could put it on the thing. There you go. I'm just yeah, that works. I had to put it on my thing to make sure I could see what I'm doing. Okay, let's see. I like how it tells you how long you've been live. Like, you've been doing this for so long. I'm like, oh my god. Oh, got it. My headset just went, you have an incoming call. Scam likely. Yep, gonna hang up on that. But that voice in my ear scared the poop out of me. You have an incoming call. Of course, I'm doing purple and green as a color combo because it's Halloween, and that's, I always think of purple and green, or purple and orange, red and black. I try to keep with the theme of Halloween. I don't have anything particularly planned. We live in an apartment. We just moved to a new city. We live in an apartment that nice. We have doors in our kitchen that go out onto a catwalk, and we don't know if like kids in the neighborhood, like kids that live in the building, will like go around and knock on doors or anything. We were thinking about just going and sitting in the front yard on chairs with candy and just passing it out to kids that walk by, because we're in a neighborhood where there's like our apartment building and then a bunch of like houses. So we figured the kids will probably walk to the houses, but they'll walk by us and we can give them candy. So, but I don't have any costume plans. We don't really go out to do like wild and crazy Halloween like parties or anything. I'm a little too old for that. I'm a little too anxious for that. I'm a little too introverted for that. This is giving off very Beetlejuice vibes. So you say you're a beginner. How long have you been beginning? That made no sense. It sounded cooler in my head, so. I've been coloring since probably the end of the 90s, early 2000s. And then got really heavy into it in 2016. Somebody got me a Johanna Basford book for Christmas, and then that just snowballed into hardcore self-interest, or hyper-focus interest. This coloring is definitely my special interest. I could talk about coloring for hours, obviously. I've been talking about it for 42 minutes. But the coloring community I know on Instagram and YouTube are pretty awesome. They're very friendly, they're very welcoming. You can learn a lot from everybody here. Especially the people that do tutorials. I don't follow any of them, but I know there's a lot of people that do. Really good tutorials. If you want to like get your skills up, there are a lot of places. I am not the guy to go to. Nice. I am very fond of video games myself, actually. But yeah, I am not a artistic colorist. How's that? I don't do fancy blending. I don't do fancy shading or anything, or layering or anything like that. I just put the color on the page, you know, and that's what I do. That's how it's always been. I've done, over the years, I've done things where I will like outline, or I'll just shade the lines a little bit, and that's about as far as I go. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think I've done a lot of things over the years, though, that I'm really proud of. I've done some really good pictures here and there. I'll flip through my books and go, oh, yeah, I remember that. That looked good. And that was when I took the time to do fancy things, to kind of try to be, but I'm happy where my skills are. I am very satisfied with what I'm doing. I'm very happy with my skills. I'm very happy with what I do. I've tried other techniques of like, I don't have the book with me like at hand because I'm in a different room than my coloring stuff, or else I'd pull it out and show you, but it's on my Instagram, which is nowhere in this area that you can find it, but I'm on Instagram, same name as my channel name, and it's pinned at the top of my Instagram. But I did a picture in Dark Fairy Tales, which is my favorite Kirby book right now, and it's the Sleeping Beauty page. But I did the page and made it look like shattered glass. So it's just the picture is just her face and her hair and her clothes. It's just like her laying down and sleeping, and her eyes are closed. And I did it so that there were just shards of glass, and the shards of glass are colored in, and everything else is in gray. I'm very proud of that picture. I'm very happy with how that turned out. I thought that was a really fun concept. I want to do it again in a different page, in a different book. It was harder to figure out how to do than I thought it was. Figuring out, like, drawing the shards of glass on the page in pencil first. Figuring out if I had too many, if I had enough. I erased one because I didn't like the placement of it, and I put one in going in a different direction. It was wild. But it was really, really cool, and it turned out so nice that I definitely want to do it again. So I think once I do this pumpkin, I think I'm done with all the orange stuff. I'm looking around. Yep, I think I am. Okay, cool. So I'm just looking going, am I done with all the orange? Is there enough orange on this page? So I'm trying to break it up a little bit. I'll do some purple, I'll do some green, get some red in there. Maybe I'll color the jelly beans black. I don't know what these are. I guess bubbles? Or just pieces of hard candy? I don't know. We'll just interpret it how I would like to. This is a really fun book, though. The line art is pretty nice. It's actually a person. It's put out by a cider... Hold on. Cider Mill Press or something like that. What is the name of this? Cider Mill Press, but this is actually a person. So well, I could do it like blueberries. That would work, kind of like that color. I was thinking about just making this red and black like Black Widow from Marvel. I'll do those first because I think there's only two of them. Oh no, the other one's a bat. Oh, so this one's a spider. So we'll do the spider candy first, and then we'll do the bat. But yeah, I bought this book because it has a Headless Horseman picture in it. I haven't colored it yet, but I like the Headless Horseman story a lot. So that's why I bought this book. I was flipping through it at the store, and I just sort of said, oh, it kind of fell into the cart. Do I not have... Hold on, I'm flipping through my colors. Well, that's interesting. What color are you? Purple. Somehow, I don't have black. So we're just going to have to go with cool gray, which is charcoaly gray, which is close enough. Yep, that'll work. I figure if it's like jelly candy, I could color it all sorts of colors. We'll try to keep the spoopy Halloween theme going with it, but I could color this whatever colors I like. I do like driving around and seeing all of the decorations that people have up. There's a house on the way to the farmer's market where we go pick up our eggs and milk that has all kinds of scary creatures and things in their yard, and it's really cool. And I like seeing all the big 10-foot tall skeletons in the yards. There's a house on my street that actually has a life-size Corpse Bride characters on their front porch. That's really cool. They don't have anything else out yet, but they just have the 2 Corpse Bride characters on their front porch. I thought that was really neat. Oh, let's color Frankie. We'll color the Frankenstein lollipop. I have my headphones on. I don't know if I'm making scritchy noises or not. And if I am, I hope that's something that's comfortable for people. ASMR, like soothing and not annoying. Because sometimes I get annoyed when I make the scratchy sounds. Personally. I don't think, obviously, I'm going to finish this on live because at a certain point in the evening, I will be pulled away for dinner. Oh, geez, really? You got to be a little careful, too. It's like people will line up, to see your stuff, and it can cause a little bit of traffic issues if you've got people, driving 2 miles an hour past your house to see all your decorations. As long as that was the only reason why I got in trouble, not because somebody was having a hissy fit over Halloween decorations. I hate that. I hate when people get upset because they don't like the look of the decorations in somebody's yard. And if I had a house, I would have a 10-foot skeleton in my yard all year round, and I would just change his outfits for the season. He would have bunny ears and a bunny and a tutu for Easter, and he would look like Cupid for Valentine's Day. All right, let's try to find a good green for Frank. Now, good Frankenstein green. Ooh, that is neon. Let's not go there. Let's try this one. No, let's not try that one then. Let's try this one. Yeah. No, that's not quite good either. I have 7 or 8 greens, and I'm trying to find a good green for Frank's head. That'll work. Took me a while, sorry about that. Setting up the off-screen magic for on-screen magic. I'm hoping that there'll be food soon. I'm getting a little hungry. Hopefully my stomach does not decide to make obscene noises on camera, because that would be interesting. It was very nice to meet you too. I will definitely be doing more of these in the future, so having a good time. Oh gosh, I just broke my thing. Yeah, thank you so much for coming by and seeing me, hanging out, talking. And don't anyone be afraid to speak up if you have questions. Oh gosh, that just crumbled all right in front of my face. Oh gosh. These are crumbly. Didn't mean for that to happen. Stop crumbling. You're making me look bad. Can't keep my mediums in check. Here we go. But yeah, please, if you come across my live and you hang out for a minute or two, don't be afraid to ask questions. Speak up and say hi. Oh, this looks awful. Hold on. I have one sharpener in here, so if this sharpener doesn't work, I don't know what else to do, and it is eating this pencil terribly. Goodness gracious. There we go. That should be enough to get this colored. And to fix this cosmetic scratchiness here, this is awful. Oh boy. I know it probably looks 10 times worse on the screen than it does in real life, but yeah, this does not look good. I lost control of my pressure and everything else, and it just turned into poo. We will just call him Frankenpoo. Excuse me. Well, it looks like Frankie has a bit of a skin disorder, but you know what? I think it'll be okay. Let me figure out where this pencil goes. Right here. And usually lollipops like this have like red and white striped handles, so we're gonna give it a red and white striped handle. I think I'm gonna do that. Oh, this is the only striped one, so well, we'll just give this a red and white striped handle then. We have all these eyeballs on the page. It's kind of cool. This is a really fun page. I like this. But I think, with that being said, I'm going to do one more guy, and then I'm going to wrap it up for the night and put this first live in the books. Say it is done and dusted and went pretty well. I did not have any terrible technical difficulties. I did almost have my cat jump out of the window at a squirrel, but that was at the beginning. Otherwise, I have sat here for about an hour and had a really good time coloring. So once this bow is done, so will I be. And I think this is definitely something I will do again. In fact, I think I'm going to leave this book right here for the next time I decide to do the coloring. And with that, I am signing off.